Good morning, everyone. In this session, we are going to see the first unit of multimedia and animations. The name of the first unit is Introduction to Multimedia. In this first unit, we are going to see definitions, elements of multimedia, and hardware and software of multimedia, distributor multimedia systems, and what are the challenges we are facing in multimedia systems, multimedia metadata, multimedia databases, hypermedia, and multimedia learning. We will see all the topics one by one in this session. The learning objectives of multimedia systems. First one is understand multimedia elements and their applications, explore multimedia file formats and standards, learn challenge and tools in multimedia system. So first one is definition of multimedia system. The word multimedia is composed of two parts, the prefix multi and the root media. Multi means numerous. This word came from the multi. Latin word. So media, intermediary. So this also came from Latin word medium. Okay, the meaning is intermediary. So multimedia is something people can see, hear, touch and read on websites, radio, television, video games, phone applications, retail stores, cinema halls and ATMs. Multimedia can be defined as a combination of picture, text, sound, video and animation. In simple terms, multimedia is the combination of more than one media. A comprehensive material presented in a combination of text, graphics, video, animation and sound. And next, the advantage of multimedia is enhancement of text-only messages and improves over traditional audio-video presentation, gains and hold attention. Multimedia is entertaining as well as educational, but it has some disadvantage. So first one is information overload, takes time to compile, expensive, too much make it impractical. And use of multimedia is business, education, entertainment purpose. We are using multimedia. So next, multimedia elements. Here I mentioned some of the elements. So text, facsimile, document images, photographic images, geographic information system maps, voice command and synthesis, audio messages, video messages, graphics, full motion stored and live video, holographic images, fractals, animations, hyperlinks, interactivity, graphics. So these are all the multimedia elements, but I have mentioned some of the elements only in this slide. And next, multimedia hardware and software. So we are using some of the hardware and software and hardware devices in multimedia. So multimedia hardwares are input devices, output devices, communication devices. Input devices already we know everyone, keyboard, mouse, trackball, touch screen, magnetic card encoders and readers, flatbed scanners, optical character recognition devices, infrared remotes, voice recognition system, digital camera. Those are all the input devices. Now we are going to see output devices. Here the output devices are audio devices, amplifiers, monitors, video devices, projectors, printers. So these are all the some of the hardwares and softwares of multimedia systems. Here we have communication devices. So the communication devices are modems, ISDN, cable modem. Okay. So these are all some of the devices, hardware, software and communication devices in multimedia. We have some of the animation tools, multimedia APIs, Java 3D, DirectX, OpenGL. These are all the multimedia APIs. Next, animation softwares are Autodesk 3ds Max, Autodesk Maya, Blender. So these are all the some of the animation softwares. We have some graphics and image editing tools. So Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, GIMP. Next, sound editing tools. We have Adobe Audition, SoundForge, Avid Pro Tools. So next, animation, video and digital moving tools also we have. So Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, iMovie, Final Cut Pro. So these are all the hardware, software and communication devices of the animation. Next thing is distributed multimedia systems. This distributed multimedia systems consists of multimedia databases, proxy and information servers and clients, and all intended for the distribution of multimedia content over the network. Here the architecture of distributed multimedia system: and information server, a wide area network, multimedia client. So function of the each components. Now we are going to see the function of each components. Multimedia client user wire. So the multimedia client user terminal is equipped with hardware such as computers, speakers, monitors, keyboard, etc. These hardware devices play an important role in manipulating the multimedia object and presenting it to the user. Interaction may also occur in certain multimedia object. Next, wide area network. The network provides the pathway that connects the server and the user, thus providing a communication mechanism for the system. Next thing is information server. The server is responsible for handling multimedia object and database for the user. Creating a multimedia object requires the intricate process of integrating and synchronizing the object for transport, display and manipulation. The distributed multimedia system usually consists of several networks, users and servers in order to maintain efficiency. A multi-user system designed to support multimedia applications for the large number of users consists of a number of system components. A typical multimedia application environment consists of the following components. The first component is application software. Next, container object store or document store. Image and still video store. Fourth one is audio and video component store. Fifth one is object directory service agent. Sixth one is component service agent. 7 user interface and service agent, and last one is networks, learn and WAN. So let's see one by one of all the components. First component is application software. The application software performs the number of tasks related to a specific business process. Here, the business process means a series of actions that may be performed by one or more users. First task is object selection. Here, the user select a database record or a hypermedia document from a file system, database management system or document server. Next task is object retrieval. The application retrieves the base object. Third one is object component display. Some document components are displayed automatically when the user moves the pointer to the field or button associated with the multimedia object. Fourth one is user initiated display. Some document components require user action before playback and display. Last one is object display management and editing. Component selection may invoke a component control sub-application which allows a user to control playback or edit the component. And next component is document store. Here we have primary document storage, linked object storage and linked object management. So first we'll see primary document storage. What is primary document storage? So here the file system or database that contains primary document object, also called as container object. Here we called as primary document object or container object. Next one is linked object storage. Here the linked object storage may have embedded components such as text and formatting information and linked information and linked components such as pointers to image, audio and video. So here the components contained in a document may be stored on separate server. Last object is linked object management. Here the link information contains the name of the component, service, class or type, general attributes such as size, duration of play for a synchronous object and hardware, and software requirements for rendering. Third component is image and still video store. Here it has some of the characteristics. First one is compressed information, multi-image documents, related annotations, large volumes, migration between high volumes such as optical disk, library and high-speed media. Last one is shared access. Fourth component is audio and video, full motion video store. Here audio and video objects are asynchronous. The following list some characteristics of audio and full motion video object stores. First one is large capacity file system. Second one is temporary or permanent storage. Third one is migration or to high level lower cost media. Playback asynchronicity. Fifth component is object directory service agent. Here the directory service agent is a distributed service that provides the directory of all multimedia objects on the server tracked by that element of the directory service agent. It describes the following services. First one is directory service, object assignment, object status management, directory service domains, directory service server elements and network access. Sixth component is component service agent. A service is provided to the multimedia used workstation by each multimedia components. Here the services consists of retrieving object, managing playback of object, storing object. Here the characteristics are providing the object creation service, playback service, component object service agent on servers and multi-facet services. Here the multi-facet services means here the components objects may exist in several forms such as compressed or uncompressed. So these are the component service agent. And last component is user interface service agent. Here first pointers, it resides on each user workstation. It provides direct service to the application software for the management of the multimedia object, display windows, creation and storage of multimedia object, and scaling and frame shading for rendering of multimedia objects. The services provided by user interface service agents are Windows management, object creation and capture, object display and playback, services on workstation and display software. So here we have completed 7 components of distributed multimedia system. Now we are moving to see the challenges of multimedia systems. Here, the distributed multimedia system faces several challenges in area such as security, sharing, storage, retrieval and processing. Security. First one is security. Security is a major concern in distributed multimedia systems due to the sensitivity of multimedia content and the potential for unauthorized access, piracy or tampering Next, here the challenges are included encryption. So already we know what is encryption. Here the encryption ensuring the confidentiality of multimedia content during transmission and storage. Next, authentication and access control. Here verifying the identity of users and providing appropriate access rights to protect against unauthorized access. Third one is watermarking and copyright protection. So protecting against unauthorized copying or distribution of multimedia content by embedding watermarks or employing digital rights management techniques. Next challenges is sharing or distributions. Here the efficient sharing and distribution of multimedia content in a distributed environment. Present challenges related to scalability, network bandwidth, and synchronization. So first one is scalability. So ensuring that the system can handle the large number of concurrent users and efficiently distribute multimedia content across multiple nodes. Next one is bandwidth and latency. Optimizing the use of available network bandwidth to deliver multimedia content in real time. Next one is synchronization. So maintaining synchronization between different media components. Example, audio and video when distributed across multiple nodes. And third challenge is storage capacity, data replication and consistency, and data management. Let's see one by one. So first one is data capacity. Managing large of multimedia data across multiple storage nodes and ensuring sufficient storage capacity. Second, data replication and consistency. Replicating multimedia content across distributed storage nodes to improve availability and fault tolerance while maintaining data consistency among replicas. Last one is data management. Efficiently organizing and indexing multimedia content to enable fast retrieval and search capabilities. Fourth challenges is retrieval. So here we have two challenges: content indexing and query processing. First we will see content indexing. So designing effective indexing mechanism to facilitate fast search and retrieval of multimedia content based on various attributes or metadata. Second retrieval challenge is query processing. So query processing, developing efficient algorithm to process user queries across distributed nodes and retrieve relevant multimedia content. And next challenge is processing. So here the challenges are load balancing and real-time processing. Load balancing, distributing tasks across multiple nodes to ensure efficient resource utilization and load balancing. And real-time processing, meeting strict timing requirements for real-time multimedia processing to avoid delays or distributions in playback. Next and last challenge is computing. So here the challenges are resource management and task scheduling. So first we will see resource management. Here we can efficiently allocate the resource to the client. And next challenge is task scheduling processing tasks across distributed nodes to optimize performance and minimize processing delays. And next topic is multimedia metadata. So metadata everyone knows well. Here the data refers to the another data. So multimedia metadata refers to the descriptive information associated with multimedia content such as audio, video, images and other related data. It provides additional context and details about the content, facilitating organization, search, retrieval and management of multimedia asset. Here we have Different types of metadata. So first one is descriptive metadata, technical metadata, structural metadata, rights metadata, and last one is administrative metadata. Here we have some metadata standards. So first standard is EXIF, that means exchangeable image file format, and ID3 used in MP3 files, IPTC International Press Telecommunications Council, and doubling code. So these are some metadata format. And what is the benefits of metadata? So first one is content recommendation, copyright and right management, workflow automation, preservation and archiving. So how to metadata creation and management. So manual metadata entry. First one is manual metadata entry. Here the metadata can be manually entered by content creators or administrators, ensuring accurate and specific descriptions for each multimedia asset. And second one is automated extraction. Metadata can be automatically extracted from the content itself or derived from other sources such as image recognition, speech to text conversion, or automated content analysis techniques. Third one is metadata schema and taxonomies. So implementing standardized metadata schemes and taxonomies helps ensure consistency and interoperability across different systems and facilitate effective metadata management. Here, next thing is database organization for multimedia application. First one is data independence. Here, storage design in independent specific applications. Here we have some important features. First features in storage design is independent of specific application. Explicit data definitions are independent of application programs. Users need not know data formats or physical storage structures, and integrity assurance is independent of application programs. Recovery is independent of application programs. Next, common distributed database architectures. Here we have some key features of architectures. First one is the ability for multiple independent data structures, uniform distributed access by client, single point for recovery of each database server, convenient data reorganization to suit so common distributed database architecture. Here we have some of the key features. First one, so the ability for multiple independent data structures to coexist in the system. So next one is hypermedia. So hypermedia refers to an extension of the concept of hypertext, where multimedia elements such as text, images, audio, video and other media types are interconnected and linked together to provide the rich and interactive user interface. So next, it allows to navigate and access information in a non-linear manner by following links within the multimedia content. So hypermedia is commonly associated with the World Wide Web and is the foundation of the web's interconnected nature. So let's see some hypermedia in the key aspect. Linking. So linking hypermedia is characterized by the presence of hyperlinks, which are clickable elements that connect different places or pieces of multimedia content. So non-linearity is user can choose their own path, explore related content and access information based on their interest and needs. So multimedia integration. So hypermedia incorporates various multimedia elements including text, images, audio, video, animation, interactive components. Next one is interactivity. Hypermedia allows user to interact with the content and participate actively in the navigation and exploration process. Rich media presentation. Hypermedia supports the presentation of multimedia content in a visually appealing and engaging manner. So these are all the hypermedia key aspect. So thanks for watching.